Nigeria is facing massive economic and governance challenges. From your perspective as a former legislator and and member who represented East on the governing board of the Northeast Development Commission, how will you assess the state of governance under the current administration?
Thank you very much. It's important to know that the reason why we have tenure of office, as propounded by James Harrington, although some people are often try to, attribute it to the French um, thinker. What we are particular about is when government comes, when government goes, or when you do your tenure, you have people who serve their terms and they give way. Uh, the essence of tenure is to allow the electorate to know what you are doing, to check your report card, to know what you are doing, whether it's in line, to give them hope for the future. So for this government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, yes, he has experienced a lot of headwinds as regards the challenges that he faced when he came to office or when he was inaugurated on the 29th of May, 2023. But with the support of God and wisdom, he's been able to pull the nation out of a very bad economic position. And he's been able to pilot the affairs of the nation, despite the fact that he took off in a stormy economic weather. For instance, when he came into office, we were running, this government, the former government was running ways and means of over 23 trillion naira. And you discover that even what we were doing in terms of fuel being refined in the country was just at barely 300, million. But today, you discover that that has gone over 700. And you see that the economy is moving. And then he's been able to unify the foreign exchange or the foreign exchange market such a way now that nobody is engaging in arbitrage by going to central bank, getting money, and you come outside and sell. We now have a significantly stable rate of exchange that encourages our children in diaspora to be able to invest in the nation. You must have followed up on the foreign direct investment in the country, which has grown phenomenally. These are things that go to point to the fact that, look, the government is doing well. When he removed the fuel subsidy, yes, we all experienced the pain. But like the president said, it was like a woman who was about to give birth. When you are giving birth, the pains, but by the time you see the baby, you relax. So today, these massive economic challenges that you refer to, that this administration has faced, they have been addressed quietly, but in a very methodical manner, such that today the economy has stabilized. And based on this stability, we are seeing investments flowing in. You probably saw just yesterday that the investment from United Arab Emirates has grown, the foreign direct investment has grown to 88%. And it is the same with so many other countries. The oil that we are, our target or whatever is given to us by OPEC as quota, it was about 1.3, 1.4 that we were struggling with in 2023. But today, the thing has gone over 1.6, 1.7 million. In fact, we have exceeded our OPEC quota. These are signs you see, and you conclude that the leader of the administration, who has set the pace and the tone of how he wants to run the country, that he's doing well and there is gradual but steady growth in what is going on in the country. And then from there, you now see investments going into the states, because by the time he took over, FAC amount that was being distributed was just about 711 billion that was being distributed to the states. But today, it's over 4.5 trillion. And that's why you have seen the governors being able to embark on projects. And this President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has also maintained a firm position that resources accruing to the subnational should get to the local government. He wants complete financial autonomy for the local government. And that's an issue that I'm sure will be addressed as we move on. What that means is that the local government should be part of this money. Imagine moving from 711 billion for federal, state, and local government to share in 2023 to 4.5 trillion that is being shared now. That's a massive amount. So it's important that this amount also gets to the local government so that they too can contribute to the overall development of the nation. So for the Southeast, a lot of things have also happened down there that show that, look, we are getting everything together. For instance, you saw that the airport in Enugu is being now reconstructed. I'm talking about the wrong way, to make sure that it can take in big aircraft. It is the same thing, Warri. And of course, the Minister of Aviation said that Mr. President personally identified or found out that Abia is the only state without an airstrip or airport. And that's how he approved that an airport to be built there. Then if you go to a place like Ebonyi, so many roads are being constructed by the federal government. And the road from Enugu to Onitsha has been reconstructed such that you have street lights, all the way. You can drive there at any point in time. So for me, these are clear pieces of evidence that this government is doing well. It's not that we have arrived as a perfect state, but there is gradual but consistent growth, positive growth in what the government is doing.
Okay, so have been taken care of because we have commissions today in all the geopolitical zones, which includes the Southeast. So, in terms of infrastructure, economic opportunities, and federal appointment, how will you rate the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu?
Thank you very much indeed. Well, I just stated, for instance, the road from Enugu to going to Onitsha, that road has not only been reconstructed, but it has street lights now all the way. And that's a massive investment. All the other roads that are being done, some are being done in Ebonyi now. Some new bridges, some new dualized road in Ebonyi. And then the road from Umuahia to Ikuano to Ekotekbeni, which I facilitated when I was in the House of Representatives. That road has been done to a point now where the state government is just completing the remaining villages. These are just talking about roads. I also have mentioned here that it was this president, going by what the Minister of Aviation disclosed publicly when the foundation for the airport, Abia Airport, was being laid. It was this president that said, how come that there's no even airstrip in Abia, that they should put one there? And it is on the strength of that the federal government located an airport there. Now the governor of the state has come in to work with the federal government to ensure that that Abia Airport is completed. It is under this government. Then if you want to talk about other areas like the second Niger Bridge, to be able to do it and have monitoring, CCTV and all that, to avoid people causing damages to the bridge. That was also done under this administration. But more importantly, this administration approved the establishment of the Southeast Development Commission more than 50 years or 55 years after the war ended. And it is through that commission now that plans are being made from their, their the design and plans that they have come up to have a rail line to also be able to do other massive investments that will crisscross or run through the entire Southeast region. And of course, this commission now knows that it came out of what happened during the Civil War, and it has a responsibility to ensure that those reconstructions that were not done under what they call the 3 Rs after the Civil War, which were not faithfully implemented in the past administrations, that we have a commission now that will take it up, revive the agricultural, potential of the Southeast, and then look at other areas where forces, economic activities can come together to bring the Southeast to the position that it had before the war, when it was the fastest growing region in the world. So, in appointments, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu did something that is remarkable. For the past 8 years of the previous administration, the people from the Southeast had no member of the service chiefs. None. But as soon as President Bola Ahmed Tinubu came to office, he appointed a Southeasterner as the naval chief, Rear Admiral Ogala. But after that now, he has also appointed another Southeasterner as the air chief, where you have our brother as the head of the Air Force right now. And when you put these things together, you also discover that even when people were saying, oh, nobody voted for him, he still encouraged the Southeast to be able to produce a deputy speaker, who is number 6 in the line of, in the political protocol structure of the government. So for us, so many other appointments, the Minister of Works is like a grade A. It's a grade A minister, one of the highest, ministries that you can occupy. And he also gave that to a Southeasterner. So he has done so many other things that today you also saw that even the Minister of Foreign Affairs today is also a Southeasterner. So he has demonstrated that he is touching different, segments of the nation. And I think the Southeast people have seen. He approved a University of Health Sciences to be located in Iten. He also approved another university to be in Onuigbo. These are coming up now. And of course, he was kind enough to allow courses that were delisted from Michael Okpara University, management science courses, for them to be restored. So these things go a long way in touching the lives of the people. And I think he has done very well, that he deserves the support of people of the Southeast, even in his re-election to serve for the next 4 years and be able to complete all these things that I have talked about now. It's not easy for anybody to come into office and be able to pull the nation back, stabilize it, and now we're getting to a cruising point. It's when you look at all these things, you now find out that look, the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has remained focused in what he's doing. And of course, it's difficult even to count the appointments, even those who have been appointed into the Southeast Development Commission. A lot of them are from Abia State, a lot of them are from Southeast. Those who have been appointed to the Northwest Development Commission, those who have been appointed to the Southwest Development Commission, a lot of them came from the Southeast, including myself here, who was appointed to the Northeast Development Commission. So when you are speaking, we have the Igbo proverb, when you ask tortoise to count the people around, he would always say, myself 1, my wife 2nd. So I must acknowledge that. And we thank him for what he has done. And we know he will do more. The policy reform that I would like to see in the Southeast, like I said, this is a federation. And you have the federal government, you have the state, you also have the local government. So I would like to see a situation where the governors allow the local governments to access their funds. When they access these funds, they'll be able to invest these funds in agriculture, and that will help to develop the rural community. And that also will reduce the migration to urban areas. And most importantly, the chairman of the local government, they'll be able to use these resources to rein in individuals who have the potential to cause trouble. They will be able to bring them in, either appoint them into position or handle them in such a way that you discover that there is peace in the land. And once you have that, you will move forward. That's one. Second is to ensure that the roads that are, that lead into the agricultural areas, that these roads are tarred. They are put in such a way that people can bring out their produce from the remote areas and then be able to now use the rail line, which I just discussed here, that the rail line is being looked into as an area that should be expanded to run across all the states of the Southeast. So if we look at this area, well, we'll be able to see opportunities. The president has done well in education through NEL Fund. And I know that a number of young people are going to school, people who probably would not have had the opportunity to go to school. They're now going to school and they are receiving money for their books, and they are receiving, stipends with which to survive in the school environment, in addition to government paying their school fees. So I would like these policies to be expanded such that those who are benefiting, they'll now be able to support even their families. So this is very, very important. And finally, in terms of economic opportunities, I would also like to see a situation where the medium enterprises in the places like Aba and Onisha, where they are encouraged, because that is the engine of any country that wants to develop. If these people can be supported with loans and guided, it's going to go a long way in making the youth, the young people, to get engaged and move away from crime.